The Pinball Network is online. Launching.
Triple Drain Pinball Podcast.
All right, Travis, you ready?
Yep.
Great. Tom, you ready?
C.
All right, here we go.
We're three guys who like to talk pinball, so we came up with a clever name. We're Joel and Travis Tom who talk pinball, and we call ourselves Triple Drain, Triple Drain, Triple Drain. We're Triple Drain.
Nice sunglasses there, Travis. Holy cow.
I'm Steve Ritchie, yo.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, hello everyone. Episode 5. We got to our landmark episode. We've been driving, head first towards this for so long, and we finally made it. Episode 5.
Yeah,
It's an accomplishment.
yeah. I mean, we're fired up. Can't you hear it?
Oh boy.
I'm trying to tame myself down because I told myself over these past 2 weeks that we haven't talked because we don't talk every day or anything like that. That I would try to tone it down and let Tom try to talk a little bit more. That's my goal tonight.
That's fair.
Okay,
Tom, you ready for that?
sure.
Oh boy. Good.
Hey, Tom.
Yes.
Tom. Butt pretzel.
Oh, it's all about the butts pretzel.
I can't wait. This is going to be a great episode. Well, few little bits of housekeeping. Episode 5. First off, a huge
I can't
apology.
see shit with my sunglasses. Let me put those down. All right, go ahead, Joel. Sorry.
A huge apology to Jason Liebel. Here we are saying Jason Liebel. We actually talked for 5 minutes before last podcast, trying to figure out how to say his name. Lieble.
What is this
Liebel.
We? Tom and I did not pronounce that
we
name
didn't
wrong.
do anything.
Why are you throwing us under the bus, Joel?
So apparently I was just talking to myself going Liebel. But it's Liebel. So Jason, once again, thank you for the jingles. We got plenty more coming your way, basically, that he's made. So I'm excited to share those tonight. We are recording
Is it
video.
jingles or jangles?
I would say jingles.
Of course it is.
What's jangle?
Okay.
What?
Is it multi-ball or multi-ball?
Marty Ball. That's what it is.
Marty ball.
Sure.
Marty
Oh, boy.
Ball.
I would
Haven't
say multi-ball.
Haven't you heard how the Papa Crew pronounces it?
How did
Marty
I
Ball.
say? So that was a big thing on the Slam Tilt podcast. And as I did on our stream, I was with Ron Hallett. And Ron says multi-ball. And I guess here in Wisconsin, we say multi-ball.
Multi-ball?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely a multi-ball.
Multi-ball?
Yeah.
That's how you pronounce it?
Apparently. It's
God
like
bless
Jeff
you,
Teal
Tom.
is saying about a boot.
A boot.
Yeah, but that's Canada. So,
Yeah, I mean,
well,
yeah.
I will
What
tell
in
you,
the world? Did my
Yeah, we are-
video just drop?
Your
We are
video
trying-
just went out.
we're trying to record
God.
video here just to see if we can do anything with it. Tom's is kind of pixelated. Travis's is dropped out. So there may not be any video. We're just going to stick to a nice
You know what's
audio
funny,
format.
Joel? You're pixelated on my side too.
Okay. All right. Then it's clear that we both suck. All right. So to dive into this, episode 5, we got some fun stuff to talk about. First off, you two nerds, you've won tournaments. Tournaments are back, and you guys have both won.
Yes.
If you guys want to describe that, go for it.
Well, it was an awesome feeling, Joel. Oh, good. My video's back. And Tom, what'd
Yeah.
you win there, Tom? Is that the Avengers Infinity
This is-
Quest?
Yes, the
Launch
pinball
party?
launch party. Grand champion for Avengers Infinity Quest.
But that's what I won. How did you win that? And I won that.
Different locations.
But I was told we were the only launch party.
Nope.
Uh-huh.
Nope.
Where'd you
There's-
win that?
This was in Harvard, Illinois.
Harvard,
Harvard, Illinois.
Illinois? What
Correct.
state is that? Pronounce
only
that
think-
again.
yeah.
No, wait. Pronounce that again.
Illinois.
Illinois.
Aren't you from Chicago?
Yes, that's why I pronounce it Illinois.
How do you say, Travis?
Illinois.
Illinois?
Illinois.
Illinois. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
This is great.
We're
Everybody's
getting off.
yeah.
We're getting off base.
Everybody's sitting in their car questioning how they say every state as well. Yeah. But so yeah, you both launch parties. So as somebody that doesn't play tournaments, like Avengers came out a long time ago. So is typically like, do launch parties typically happen within a month of the game coming out? Is it just a COVID delay here, or is it usually this long after the game comes out that you have a launch party?
Definitely a COVID thing.
Yeah, because we still have like Led Zeppelin launch parties to do. I think people are still doing Ninja Turtle launch parties. I think.
Oh wow!
And I know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, there's a little bit of backup here. I mean, we got still waiting on the Raza launch party though.
Wow. Well, we'll get to that. Oh boy. But Avengers launch party. So what does that mean? You like. Anybody can show up, everybody plays the game, and whoever has the highest score at the end gets the trophy. I mean, is it a tournament? Like, how does that work?
Well, how did yours go,
Joel.
Travis?
I want to know how Joel's launch party went.
Joel didn't have a launch party.
The way he's describing it, he must have had something.
I have a launch party for every game I bring in the basement, and somehow I don't win them.
You don't even win your own tournament?
No, I don't.
You're the only one playing in it?
No trophy, no nothing.
Go ahead, Travis, you talk about your experience, and then I'll talk about mine.
At the launch party?
C.
Okay, let me give you want me to give my version or the Tom version?
Whichever you prefer.
All right, my Tom version is... 1 second.
Okay.
It was fun.
Oh.
Yep, it was a lot of fun. No, so pretty much all we did... You can do, like, the way the launch parties work, you can pretty much do any type of tournament you want to do. You just have to declare it's like a Stern Army launch party. I think that's what you have to call it. Okay. And you get swag that Stern sends in and all that. And we basically, the way that we did it is I ended up being the tournament director, and I gave away prizes in between rounds. And we did I think it was a target match play, the 30 points or 13 rounds. Because basically 13 rounds is 100% TGP. And for those that don't know what that means, it basically just means your point value for the whole tournament is maxed out. So if you win the tournament, you get maximum amount of points, whatever the value is of each player. So that's pretty much what we did. Just 3, 2, 1, 0 scoring. So if you win, you get 3 points. Take second, you get 2 points. Take third, 1 point. Take last, 0 points.
But
Is this making sense so far,
always
Joel?
on Avengers. Always on the...
No.
So
No.
Oh, so you're just having a tournament.
This was why our launch party was better, but go ahead, Travis.
So Travis, first, so what I've learned so far, the reason Travis won is because he was tournament director. That's what I'm taking away from this. Second, Avengers launch party doesn't mean you actually play Avengers. Got it. That makes so much sense.
Yeah, I actually, now that I think about it, I did not get to play Avengers one time at the Avengers launch party. Now I think about it.
Neat.
Some people do it to where if there's a finals attached to it, you automatically play whatever machine it is. That's the launch party. I've seen that before. We've done tournaments like that too.
So what was your finals game? It doesn't matter. It was something other than
we didn't even
Avengers.
have a finals. It was it was just 13 rounds. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep. That's what we wanted to do.
You took the
That's
District
Oklahoma
82 route, didn't you?
I did. We had a classics round and we had a modern round. And I put TNA in the classics round, and I'm not sorry.
Is that a
modern game?
Is that a hot point on whether or not TNA counts as modern or classics?
Well, my version of classics was just trying to keep everything going at the same speed.
Okay.
So I had to get another fast-paced game, and TNA fit the bill. So
that's fair. All right.
Yep.
That works.
Here we are.
So Tom, I'm ready to be blown away at why the Illinois one is so much better.
Yeah, I want to know too, Tom.
So, well, first of all, it was at the Cool Music Stop Bar and Grill. And so quit interrupting me.
I was reacting to you. I'm listening, active listening. Oh.
So our launch party, everybody had 3 attempts at Avengers. And so we did our three attempts, and the top 4 got to play in the playoffs. And we played 3 games of Avengers, the final 4, and basically it was just 7 5-3-1 scoring, and I ended up winning.
Was this a pro or a?
This was an LE.
So it's okay. So I mean, you're obviously used to yours, right?
Yes.
So but is that so? Most of these launch parties, though, I mean, I'm assuming they're a few weeks after the game comes out. So is there like you've had like a year to play your game and perfect this game? Is this normal? Like, do normal launch parties? It's like, okay, we're all trying to learn this, so it seems more even, or no? I mean,
No.
There's people like
No.
Travis that as soon as the pin's on location, he's there every day for 2 weeks and then
Joel,
runs the tournament and wins.
There's those of us out there that know the rule set just by watching one reveal stream, and we figure it out from there.
I thought that you had to take the glass off and figure out what every switch does to learn the rule set.
Sick burn.
I thought you said that was that's like you got to do that. Yeah.
Well, yeah, you do, but that's where you piece it all together, though. You know, that's it's almost like what's something I can compare this to? It's like a bunch of musical notes all coming together, and then you make a symphony out of it, right? Yeah, that's a pretty good description, right? I think.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I understand if you have access to take the glass off and start hitting switches, you're going to learn some stuff. And then if you have the pin in your house and you can play it, I mean, Pin Quest, Tom, you've been playing Avengers for. I would guess that's probably the most played pin you have in your collection over the last year, just due to Pin Quest, not Pin Quest,
Pin Clash,
yeah, Pin Clash, right? I mean, the hours that you've put on that game, I don't know, but it's funny. Tom, you actually played in LE. Travis doesn't even play Avengers. It's just, yeah, okay.
I mean, that's how it goes sometimes. You know,
so,
we all can't have launch parties by ourselves, Joel.
Yeah, and lose them. It's great. So
you still got to play the game.
Well, the other part is too, and this is actually, Joel, you bring up a good point when you're talking about, you know, asking about rule sets and stuff like that. It's almost like the listeners got to remember, if you're new to pinball, it's knowing a rule set and then knowing how to put a rule set together when you're playing is two different things. So it's kind of like you're picking it's kind of like I compare it to chess all the time. You know where the pieces move, but then there's different openings, there's different tactics, and that's kind of the way these modern rule sets are, that you kind of figure out the direction to go, which is a big reason why we even do the triple combo segment that we do. So that's kind of how it is.
Well, not to spoil the fun, because I think the goal is to do Avengers as the triple combo next episode. But I am curious, you guys just both played this in a tournament. I'm curious if you had the same strat. What was your strategy? So, Travis, you said you didn't even play it though. You didn't even play it.
I have a strategy though.
Okay,
I have a strategy. I played it in a tournament already.
So question number 1, does the strategy change if it's a pro versus a premium?
Not for me.
I don't think it does. No, I've used the same strategy.
Okay.
Even on a pro.
So, Tom, we'll have you go first.
Sure.
Tom, what is you step up to the game. First off, it sounds like you played this game a lot. During that tournament, you played it multiple times. One, did your strategy change as the tournament went on? Like, did the coils get hot, or same thing every time? So what is your go-to, what was your go-to strat?
So my go-to strategy was off the bat going for the Iron Man lock on the drop targets on the side. So I would light that. You know, ball save was on. That strategy might change if I don't have ball save on. But,
so the computer mode, you're getting your Iron Man lock. You hit that one time and it just starts your lock. Otherwise, you have to spell the Iron Man letters, right?
Correct.
To get the lock? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And I mean, you can do that through the game, but that was my first thing. And then it was basically getting into a gem quest and then stacking it with a multi-ball.
Which gem?
I usually start with, reality.
Reality. So really that was the goal. Just get multi-ball locked and loaded, get into reality, start your multi-ball.
Yep. And then
that's the main goal. Yeah.
Yep. Hit some combos too sometimes, and bring 4 combos will get you a portal lock. So, and that'll double your score. So, and if you can bring another portal lock in there, that's going to triple your score. So every time you're starting a gem and you got those portal locks going, you can really add points. So,
Sure.
so mainly what I was trying to do was just stack things together. And even I was looking at the grid sometimes and trying to bring some of those bingos into play.
Yeah.
So
two
that was
questions
my
for
main
that.
strategy.
First off, how successful were you with that?
Pretty successful.
Nice.
I put up half $1 billion on my first qualifying game, and I didn't play after that. I just let everybody else play.
That was going to be my second question. What, by that tactic, so $500 million points? That's a solid score. So I'm interested because I saw Travis react. It sounds like, Travis, you did not do that.
Well, it's kind of similar, but see, my approach for a high score would be different than my approach in match play. So we were playing match play. So if I'm playing match play and the game's on competition mode, what I'm doing is I'm waiting for that on the grid. I'm waiting for the upper right-hand grid, which I believe is the shield grid, I
bonus
believe.
2x.
Yeah, shield bonus 2x. Yeah. I'm waiting for that to be blinking by the time I plunge. And the reason being is because I want that blinking grid to come down to the middle right-hand side, which is I think it's like 2x bonus or something like that. I forget off the top of my head, but I want it there. And the reason being is because if I hit that middle target for my super skill shot, that lights a portal lock immediately. So I want that before anything else.
So you want that 2 times multiplier when you get in your mode.
Right. Because then if I'm playing on a pro, right, I can spin the disc, get my portal lock, and also get my mode ready at the same time for my quest. It's like a 2-for-1 shot. And again, I would probably still do this even without a ball save, because that portal lock is so important, because that would have been 4 combos anyways.
Yeah.
So to me, it's worth setting up even on ball 1. So it's almost like if this is a par 5 and I'm just taking out my driver and I'm just welling away, I'm just going to go for it.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to do reality. And usually I'll just go ahead and just bring 1 portal lock into that. But I mean, I guess if I'm feeling frisky, I might bring in a second one, which is just 4 combos. It just really depends on what my opponents did before me. So if I don't know, if I'm going first, I'm probably going to try to bring 2 portal locks in just to try to put a lot of pressure on. But if nobody really did anything on ball 1, I'll just use 1 portal lock and just play my reality gem. And even with the 2x going, all you have to really do is just do the Black Widow ramp, Gauntlet ramp. And you can just do that back and forth. And it's just 8 shots and you'll be finished up pretty quick.
Wow.
And then you'll get victory laps and stuff like that.
That's crazy to me, the complexity and the depth of the game. I assumed, this is me being an idiot apparently, but I assumed the goal would be one particular gem, get the stone, put it on something, and then capitalize on that. But you're not at all. Like, first off, it sounds like Tom is all about stacking with multi-ball. Travis, you're saying no, just capitalize on that 2 times multiplier, maybe 3 times multiplier, get into a gym mode. I don't even care about placing it anywhere afterwards. It's just capitalize on the points during that mode. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll get to placement, but it's kind of like, this is your beginning tactic. This is your opener. You know what I mean? And a lot of players, if they're not thinking about their opening tactic, they're going to be behind those of us that are thinking about it. And those that are thinking about it and have the flipper skills behind, they are really hard to beat. So your goal is basically, you want to do A, B, and C, right? By the end of the game. And if you can do A, B, and C on ball 1, even better. But you're doing certain things to set up different things in the game. So if you've ever played against somebody, or if anybody out there has ever played somebody, and you're like, wow, this guy or girl or whoever you're playing, that they always come back on like ball 2 or ball 3. There's a reason why that happens. It's because they're setting everything up.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's a mode or whether it's a stack like Tom was talking about, all those things are set up. And that's really your goal, is just aligning all the pieces right. And then you're going on the offensive. And that's really the goal overall. And mid-game, then to me on Avengers, mid-game is putting the gem somewhere where you want it. and you're putting it somewhere because you're trying to achieve something else. So like for me,
Right.
I'm putting the reality gem on the Hulk spinner,
Yep.
no matter what, because I know then I'm going to either have Iron Man multi-ball or Thor multi-ball during my, I believe it's the power gem quest.
Yeah.
And I can hit that left spinner at least one time every span to basically make the other shots worth more. And plus I'm going to be gaining on my gamma spins as well. Does that all making sense?
Yeah. We can.
It goes a lot deeper, but yeah,
we can
we'll
go
down
a
the
lot
rabbit
deep,
hole
but
on that.
we'll talk a lot more. And there's so like, I mean, I applaud Keith and Raymond because this code set in this game is absurd. And I feel like a lot of games out there is kind of a default, and we're going to get into this on our current triple combo for today, but it's like, I feel like there's kind of normally like one or two kind of set paths of tournament play per game.
Mm-hmm.
But it just seems like to me Avengers is it's a whole different animal. It's a whole different animal. Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. You could have 5 or 6 different strategies, and they're all viable strategies according to what your skill set is and how the pin's set up and what the situation is. And that's what makes it a spectacular pin.
Awesome. Well, good wins on that, but you won those. And correct me if I'm wrong, you got Whoppers for those. Yes or no?
Oh, yes. Tasty Whoppers are back.
So, all right, have you seen, you moving it? You moving up or down?
I'm moving up, Joel. I'm nearly caught up to Tom. He can't talk any trash to me anymore. I only got like 40 more spots to go.
Oh.
Or maybe it's 50. Tom, what are you ranked right now?
51st.
Oh, crap.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm 105th right now.
Soon
Tom,
to be dropping.
What's Neil ranked at?
I don't worry about Neil.
For those who are listening, Neil's his kid. Neil's his kid. No, that's cool. That's all. 51st. Well done.
Thank you.
Well, that's cool. Was there anything else tournament wise you guys wanted to elaborate on?
No, we're just going to keep plugging away. I mean, all the tournaments are back right now. I mean, unfortunately, Pat's, which is Pinball at the Zoo, it got canceled a couple of days ago or postponed to April. But as far as I know, all the other ones are still a go. So
shout out to Raymond for winning the Lucky 13 tournament at District 82 this weekend.
Oh, yeah, that was just last night, wasn't it?
Yes.
Well done.
So I'm so tired.
That's right. Did you play in it, Tom?
I did. I was actually tied for 9th with my son.
Oh, and then you let him have the win.
It was an interesting tournament because the last round involved money. So if you won if you were the winner in your group in the 13th round, you won something. I won $47, and so did Neil.
Nice.
So it was
That's big money
cool.
right there.
Yeah,
There you
it
go.
was pretty cool.
If that dentist thing doesn't work out,
Yeah.
Yeah, just
professional pinball.
oh yeah,
Or just
I'll
ask
be
your kid
raking
for some
it in.
money. Yeah. Awesome. Well, a little bit ago, Travis, you said you have the gift that you can watch a reveal stream and immediately know a rule set. So one thing, this kind of was dropped on us last night. I know we talked last podcast about Spooky. They revealed Halloween and Ultraman, but the reveal was literally a little bit of video footage, a bunch of pictures, and then boom, you either buy it or you miss out within 2 hours. They all sold out. We're talking, hey, when are they going to stream this? Do they even need to stream it? You know, is a stream going to help? What would it help? You know, they've already sold everything. Well, maybe I missed something, but I noticed I was on vacation last week. I was kind of out in the middle of nowhere. So when I got home late last night, I saw apparently Jack Danger streamed these games on Saturday. I have no idea how much leeway he gave people, but I missed the live stream and I waited till late last night for him to upload the video. And I think all three of us watched the majority of that video today at some point, trying to catch up on these streams. I don't know. Whoever wants to go first. Initial thoughts, very clear. These are initial impressions. This is not a review. Initial impressions. I know some people get very upset about
game.
that.
Yeah, of the game.
Of the game or the stream.
game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Tom, do you want to go first? I watched mine like at 2:30 in the morning last night because I was on the road. And that's when I got back.
Oh, I thought you were about to tell me you watched it on the road. And I was gonna
No, that would have been bad.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I don't want to crash because I kind of fell asleep watching it.
Oh boy.
Well, I was tired. It was 2:30 in the morning, you know.
All right, Tom.
Plus, I was watching it without sound too, so that was my problem.
I mean, to be fair, I don't really like either of the themes, so
Okay.
I don't know if I can really give either of them justice. But from what I saw gameplay wise, I just wasn't really excited about either of them. But I think that could be due to theme as well.
So, just to
Yeah.
clarify real quick, do you ever get excited during game reveals?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, just checking. All right, so this one, no. Yeah.
How do you like Attack from Mars, Tom?
That was a great game.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. So you're watching it and it's not blowing you away. That's what I'm hearing.
No, gameplay wise, it wasn't really blowing me away. LCD screen wise, yeah.
It didn't look good. The LCD did not look good. I'll just come out and say it. On Halloween, I'm not an animator or anything like that, and I thought Rick and Morty looked excellent when in person or online. I think it looks really good. I mean, of course, obviously it's easy to take Rick and Morty because they're using clips from the show.
Yeah,
right.
But seeing what I saw on there, it just, I don't know. It almost looked, I don't know. It just didn't look right to me. I don't know. Like the Ultraman one looks so much better.
Way
the Halloween
better.
one, it looked
way
so
better.
much better. It blew Halloween out of the water.
Yeah,
I
think
agree.
If I'm waking up today and I'm seeing that, I would want an Ultraman over at Halloween, like easily. I mean,
Now-
to me, it's a no contest.
Now, it's saying that, we don't know how far along this code is. I'm assuming it's not anywhere near finished.
Regardless, because I know that they said that a little bit. I know other people are saying that, but this is what they showed to the public. So we've, more times than not, and I've heard this from a lot of different companies. They're like, well, the code's incomplete. Well, this is incomplete. Can you imagine a video game that is getting shipped to people and they're showing a reveal stream, right? And they're saying, oh, this isn't complete. This isn't complete. Cyberpunk, hello. Does anybody remember that PC game? That wasn't complete either. And guess what? It has dust right now because I don't play it at all. So to me, this is like one of my biggest pet peeves. And yes, I'm getting on my soapbox while I'm drinking my beer. I do not like it when people are like, well, the code's incomplete. It's like, you just sold these pins. You sold out, right? And for thousands of dollars. And it's okay if you still got more to do on the code. That's okay, because you always want a game to get updated and all that. But for once, I want a company to be able to say, you know what? This code out of box is complete, but we are going to add additional polish to it as we see fit. Like, I can't imagine buying a video game to where they tell me this isn't complete. Like, I can't imagine doing that. And that pisses a lot of people off in the gaming community. And how it doesn't piss people off in the pinball community, I have no idea. Like, I'll never understand that. And I know it's not an easy thing to do to code, and to come up with rule sets. It isn't. Like, I'm not going to sit here and pretend it's easy, but at the same time, that's just one of my biggest pet peeves, that people just lean back on that. And they're like, okay, the game's not complete. It's like, well, you're showing me the game. You want me to pay a complete $9,000, $10,000 for it? I think I would like a complete game. I mean, that's not too much to ask, right?
Absolutely. And I obviously there's some great games out there that had crappy code when they were revealed, Deadpool, Walking Dead, Batman 66. I mean, like, it happens and games can improve. So once again, we know this isn't like this is not a review of the game. We're just reviewing what we saw on the stream. And yes, when you say the code is not complete or we're tweaking it or editing it, but I agree, the animation style was very much, it's the same animation style that Stern used in Avengers. It's taking a flat graphic and it's just moving them, and people went nuts on that. So if they're going to hold Stern to that standard, they need to hold Spooky to that standard, right? And I get with Halloween there was video clips sprinkled in, but it's every time a mode started, you were back to like just this weird slight movement of a flat graphic, and then if you hit a shot, maybe you'd see a clip, but then you're back to this graphic. And Yeah.
When I was looking at that, it honestly reminded me of a video that you would see somebody at their house during Halloween that would project up onto their wall or into their window to where you just see the same thing over and over and over
Yeah.
again. And I'm just like, I don't know. And I played sound on it earlier today, listening to it, and I had to mute it. The sound on it wasn't good.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. And we're talking about Halloween.
Halloween.
Ultraman was fine. but
Ultraman was way better.
Yeah.
Halloween,
Honestly, I was getting Meteor vibes.
Yeah.
It was that bad. It was just constant. I'm just like, I don't know how
Constant
anybody could stand this.
piano?
I really don't.
Constant piano, and then
Yeah.
you would hit certain shots, and that like ring,
Mhm.
and it was just. I get that it's a key sound in the movie, but
just
it was constant. Like it was
Yeah.
not appealing. And
the
I know
the theme
Yeah.
just isn't translating to pinball, I don't think, from what I saw there. Because when you look at a horror theme, right?
Yeah.
And you look at pinball, you want it to be campy. Like, and I know this is probably, I guarantee nearly everybody else is saying the same thing on podcasts, on videos, on reviews, but that's kind of what pinball is. We're kind of in a nerdy hobby. And when you look at Michael Myers, you don't think nerdy, you know what I mean? And it just, I don't know. When I see it all lit up, like it's almost like a Vegas show, you know, with all the lights and everything, it just doesn't strike me as Halloween. It just,
Yeah.
it just doesn't. So I don't get that vibe. Now on Ultraman,
Oh,
it
man.
makes a
It was
little bit more
campy.
sense. Yeah, it looks dope.
Yeah.
So and it's amazing. It's
Yeah.
amazing. Those two things are completely different, yet they're in the same ecosystem, and it is completely different.
100%. And Ultraman reminded me very much of Batman 66 or Elvira in terms of the way that they incorporated the video clips. You know, they have different graphics, and then I like that every mode has a different graphic, but then it seems like really they just have way more video clips, and the clips are campy. Like it's comical. They're fun to see. Now I still feel like audio there's and maybe it was the way that the audio was captured or the audio just hasn't been touched. But to me, visuals and audio is very important in a pin. And I know when I had to direct audio to Mando, when I started streaming that, like so many people in chat are like, holy cow, the music is fantastic in this pin. And I just don't see anybody getting excited about the music from either Ultraman or Halloween. To the point where it's like, I almost don't want direct capture when I'm playing that game. Cause I don't, listening to that ding piano for 2.5 hours
gosh.
straight. Yeah.
Yeah, at one point that soundtrack was playing for 3.5 straight minutes, and I sat here and I was just wondering, what am I doing with my life? Still having this play, like I had to mute it. It just, but it's one of those weird things that I almost feel like that game, and it's so weird because they're polar opposites. It's like Halloween just takes itself way too serious, and it almost has to, because that is the theme itself. But then it's like when I look at the play field and I see the 3 Mike Myers just kind of hiding out behind the hedge and just peeking out. I mean, it's like, it's almost unintentional comedy seeing that mech go, especially during multi-ball when they all like all show up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, this is like a Vegas show with the lights going off and them just flapping back and forth.
But
like,
it works. It works great in Ultraman. That's what I didn't realize is that
'cause it
bad
makes
guy.
sense.
That bad guy apparently, that creature would duplicate himself to confuse Ultraman. So it plays into the story of why there's 3 of them and why there could be multiple ones. I mean,
is there a movie from Halloween which Mike Myers duplicates himself and we just haven't seen that one?
No, I mean, I would say cabinet art, both games, fantastic, incredible. But I just, as of right now, and this could all be improved, but as of right now, I don't think any of us are in love with what we're seeing on the LCD screen. And audio in Halloween, but audio in Ultraman was a lot better. I think it could, it could improve even further, but I don't know. I mean, those are easy to talk about. Tom, what are your thoughts?
Well, what about this?
Okay.
No, well, because we haven't touched base on this. So I would ask Tom the same question. Like, what about how it shoots? We haven't even talked about the design. That's the biggest thing.
Why do I always have to answer the tough questions?
Hey, if you want to answer the easy one, you want to put a bow
No,
up on
that's all right.
the music and the LCD. Your final thoughts there?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, what do you think about the pumpkin on the playfield, Tom?
It's a nice light show inside of it.
Okay.
No, no, I mean, there's the ramps. You got the ramp with the diverter in the middle, and you're either going to the mini playfield or back to your left flipper. What I don't understand is when you hit the ball in the scoop, why does it take so long for the ball to return back to the right flipper? It just seems like it takes forever. Did you get that when you were watching footage?
Yeah, absolutely. It's the elevator, and they have talked about maybe, because apparently the way the elevator mech works is while it's raising, because somebody had that, is there any way while it's raising, if another ball comes, that it would break something? And they said, no, there's some sort of flap. And somebody said, yes, if they feel like that time was too long, that they could technically stage a ball. That you could somehow, like, I don't know how they do it, but if you could stage a ball, then it would speed that up, because the moment it registers in the scoop, it would start kicking it up.
Well, didn't they do that in Rick and Morty?
Yeah,
Yes,
they had a ball
but-
staged right there.
And that was my big complaint when I did a YouTube video, that how long it was taking. And some people were like, well, the same thing was done in Rick and Morty. And I was just thinking to myself, no,
that's,
the
I mean,
same
once
thing
you
was
hit
not
that,
No.
once you hit that portal, the ball's almost
It's
coming right
immediate.
back out. And
But there's a
when I
trough
was first
there,
playing the pin, when I was first playing Rick and Morty, I'd almost forget about that. And I would lose the ball because it was happening so fast.
Yeah. Which
So
was the
I
goal,
don't-
right?
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're, is that intentional? Is that the mechanism? I don't know, but
no, that I think it's 100% intentional because of the way that they do the light show and, doing the sounds and doing the pulse of the lights. And even then, I mean, even Jack was missing that a couple of times. I mean, I was talking about that too, that there was people on the videos that were taking them at shows. They were missing that. And everybody's like, well, we'll get used to it eventually, but let's not kid ourselves. Jack is the pinball streamer for Stern and for everybody else. So it's not like this is his first time to play a pinball machine, and he was still missing those cues. So I'm thinking to myself, what is a casual going to do with this on location? And how frustrating could that get?
That's what Bug and Luke said, though, is the whole reason they're doing this mech is they feel for novice and casual players, when you hit a scoop, that ball comes back so fast that you don't have time to react. So that's why they like this idea with a subway system. So in their mind, this subway elevator system is actually going to be easier for people. But what I saw in the videos is the plastics they have like faces. The plastics are so large that they cover the in lanes.
Yeah.
So you really don't even see the ball until they give you a little warning with the light, but you don't see that ball until it's really close to your flipper. So there's no visual. I mean, they're cueing it with the light, but really not. Like, you don't see the speed of the ball. So would you get used to it? Yes. But would you get used to it if you owned it? Yes. But would a novice who steps up to it to play, like, that's the thing in my mind. If my wife stepped up to that game and hits the scoop, I don't care what, like, there's no way she's going to realize those blinky lights are indicating to her that a ball's about to come out.
No, like I'll be real with you. I think I will miss it, even with the blinky lights, because there's so much other stuff going on, because the same thing happens even during a multi-ball. And the problem is, again, people are comparing this to Rick and Morty. Well, Rick and Morty, you can visually see the ball coming out of the scoop or out of the hole real quick down the end lane. Like, you can see it. This you cannot see, and you have to get that timing down. The problem is, the only way you can get that timing down is if you have considerable amount of time on this pin. Yeah. So, of course, everybody from Spooky was going to make it look easy because they designed it. Like, they know it's there. But, yeah, I think just in practicality, I don't see how that benefits anybody really when you can't actually see the ball and it's just suddenly there. I mean, you have to react to it. It's just, I don't know.
maybe they can stage a ball. Maybe they can make it better. I mean, maybe that can be tweaked. Maybe it can be improved. But I feel like that is a unique mech, and I feel like they did it purposely trying to make it easier. And I don't necessarily know, at least visually, I don't know if they've achieved that. that's kind of a wait and see situation, and we'll have to wait for an owner who has access to it a lot to really tell you whether or not they like it or they hate it. Because it almost seems, I feel like there were times in the streams that I saw somebody, you know how when we play, we're almost impatient because we just out of habit now flip through animations.
Yeah.
And I feel like Jack or somebody during the stream, like just instinctually, like the ball's gone. Where is it? Flip through they're like flipping through the animations, trying to get the thing going. Yeah. And you're waiting for the ball to spit out. But
yeah. I mean, it's one of those things too, design wise, it's okay to have stops too.
Sure.
Like,
right.
And I think what's kind of happened here is Spooky has kind of put it out there that this pin has flow. Like they are the ones that put it out there.
Yeah.
And, you know, we talked about it before the last podcast that we were trying to figure out how exactly this pin would have flow. And after watching it, I'm still trying to figure out exactly how this pin has flow with the way that they were describing it. When you say it has flow like the Mississippi,
yeah,
I take it to mean you're going to have something like an Elwyn pin where you're going to have all these different combos. You're going to have everything.
Or a Richie pin.
Yeah, exactly. And to me, I mean, even like a Pat Lawler pin, like Pat Lawler is a perfect example of somebody that can have flow, but have the proper stop and go as well. Like his games, they're notorious for that. Yep. But when I look at this, it's just kind of like there's maybe 3 shots that legitimately come back to the flipper. Yeah. That aren't subway based, I think. Maybe 4. I might be missing one, but
yeah, I'm looking at it right now, and it's most shots stop or get you in the subway. I mean, if their idea of flow is I hit a shot and it eventually gets to my flipper, then yeah, most of their things do that. But flow is in I'm going to hit this shot and it's going to zip around and pick up speed and combo into my next shot.
Yeah.
Not so much.
Well, one of their modes was combo based. And we didn't see anybody ripping combos with that at all. Like the most combos I probably saw was like 3 shots, if that. Iron Maiden has a 6-way combo that's like mint. You know what I mean? This will not have that. And that is okay. It's okay for a pin not to be super flowy. It's okay for it to be stop and go. It's okay for some of the shots just to be lightning fast. And then some of your other things slow it down. That's okay. But the problem is it wasn't exactly advertised as that.
Right.
Very true.
So when we see what we see, it's just, I don't know. It's like, it's different. Like I think if you listen to the way that they described it and then you watch this, you might be thinking you're looking at a completely different pin than what was described, in my opinion. I don't know. Maybe I'm way out there, but
they said it's their flowiest game. So do you feel that it's more flowier? Do you feel it's flowier than Rick and Morty? I mean, do you feel it's flowier than, there's no way that's the right word, than TNA? Or, I mean, maybe they are right if they feel the ball zips back at you compared to their other games. Compared
to TNA, yeah. I mean, TNA is another one. I wouldn't say it has flow because it's just 2 orbits. I mean, you can get going nuts with it if you want to. I mean, like we talked about a second ago, technically all pins could have flow, but I think that this is a buzzword in pinball that's used, probably overused, as much as World Under Glass, as much as talking about all these assets and all that. Like, I think it's just a buzzword that's just overused. And I think this is one of those situations where we might have got a little carried away with it, you know, and it's okay. If this pin does not have flow, that's still okay. It still doesn't make it a bad pin. But, you know, when I look at this and I see the shots, I visually do not see that looking at this play field. And when I'm trying to think about how I'm going to approach it, what shots I'm going to take, what I'm going to try to exploit, it's not combinations. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, I will. So to harp back to the elevators, I can think of multiple examples where, so like first off, Jurassic Park, it has that up post in the in lane to stop a ball and then drops it down to your flipper, right? So it's like you see it, it's stopped, it delivers it to the flipper in a time, like you can react to that. There's other games that have magnets up, roller games has a magnet above the upper flipper, will stop the ball. You see it, it can kind of tee it up for you. So I don't know. There's other games that do things like that to tee up a ball to a flipper in a very nice, presentable way. And I think it could be done, but I don't know. I don't necessarily know if these elevators were the way to go. But we'll see. We need to play. All three of us need to play it to know that.
What do you guys think about the ramps? Because I do have an issue with one of the ramps. I was talking to you guys about earlier.
Correct. There were some rejects. There were a decent number of rejects that I saw that I was surprised by, and I think that's what you're hinting at there, Travis.
Yeah, on that center ramp.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know if they call it the right ramp or the center ramp, but it's the ramp behind the drop targets. And I was really surprised by that, because doesn't that have a diverter?
It does, and until we see what the mech is, I don't want to blame it on a diverter that's malfunctioning or doing something weird that's keeping the ball. But it seemed like there were shots that looked clean that came back, and the last thing you want is for that to be on your center ramp, because if it's coming back, there's a chance it could be straight down the middle.
Oh yeah. Well, that center ramp is just. I mean, what do you think, Tom, with the drop targets and all that?
Yeah, I mean, it could just be a timing issue in the code or something but
it did that on both pins. It did that on both Halloween and Ultraman.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. So, I mean, it could just be the mechanism, something with the positioning of the diverter. Maybe the gap back there is not, maybe it's really tight, and that's why if you don't hit the curve just right, it rejects back.
Good point.
Yeah, it could be that. I mean, I will say the left ramp looks like it's butter. Like you could hit it all day long.
Yeah.
Like it's a massive opening. I mean, it takes about 3.5-4 seconds for it to return back to the left flipper. So you got plenty of time to react. I mean,
and that 180 ramp, the 180 ramp that spits it right up into that lower plate, the middle play field. That one, I didn't realize.
Quick.
Like, I don't think anybody realized that was there.
what?
Because you saw that in pictures?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Yeah,
in
I
pictures.
pointed it out. Well, I didn't see it in pictures, but I pointed it out that there's a 180 ramp.
Oh, well, that
there.
ramp,
Yeah.
that looks fun. Like, that looks quick.
Oh, yeah.
It looks smooth, and just boom, you're up in that play field and you're immediately playing. You got to react to that shot. I mean, I applaud that. That's a good looking shot. That looks fun. And they mentioned in that play field, there's 4 different ways that you can exit that play field. You can or maybe it's 3, but you basically could, and there's only one flipper. It's like you can drain out to the left, you can hit up to the right and it drains out. You could hit it back down the 180 ramp. And it's just, and then I'm assuming lower right as well.
Yep, back to the shooter lane.
It's just
that one I don't get though. Like, why is that one there? Is there something in the code for that? Because it looked like every time it dropped back to the shooter lane, like it would just get plunged back in. And nothing was lit after that. I didn't really notice anything about that. So I'm not quite understanding that.
I don't know. But I'll applaud that. And maybe that's a good idea. What's real quick, we can be critical, but maybe we should go around and just, what's something we liked, Tom, what did get you going? What were you excited about?
The pumpkin did.
The butt pretzel.
The butt pretzel. Just because it's called the butt pretzel, or you actually like the way it was?
That's what they called it.
I know. But did you enjoy the way it's shot? I mean, what did you like about it?
Yeah. Tom, what do you like about butt pretzels?
They're buttery smooth. I don't know.
I mean, I can help you along, Tom. I'll
Thanks.
say what I like about it, and then you can follow up. How's that sound?
Okay. Sounds great.
I'll butter up your butt pretzel here.
There we go. Yeah.
We'll get going. So one of the things I did see that I actually really did like was that I think this was off the plunge. So it was like a skill shot to where you could lock the ball directly to the right.
Yes.
Behind that drop target. And then it acts not as a multi-ball, but as an extra ball in play.
Mm-hmm.
So that, I did like that. I like the idea of a skill shot leading to something like that and allowing you to have that access early on. I think that's a really cool idea. And I like how that's implemented.
But Bug did say, as of right now, if you lock a ball in that little nook, as of right now, if you drain, it spits out that ball.
Right.
So it's acting like a ball save.
Right, which they should keep that, because he did mention that they were deciding whether or not to have that. They should keep that, because if you're going to have that be a skill shot and you've earned that, do not take that away.
Yeah,
because that's a fun skill shot to hit. It
is, but it's also, I mean, that's just like, if they keep that, that will be absolute. I mean, why would, from a tournament or why would you not make that your priority immediately? Like, get your ball. I mean, so many games, right? Tournament wise, you guys are all about hitting certain targets to light your ball save or outlane ball save or something, build in some security. But if you can stick a ball there that guarantees, hey, if you drain, you immediately get your ball back. Like I would assume that will become a priority. But like, to me, I look at that as, if you don't just spit it out when you drain, you could make that like a lock stealing opportunity, which is something I enjoy. Where
You would, wouldn't you?
I would,
You savage.
but I'm
Yeah.
not a tournament
Mute
player.
his-
Yeah.
Mute his mic. Shun him.
But you could, right? I mean, in tournament mode, fine. You don't have that. But if you could also make it where it's you have to, if you lock it, great, but then you have to hit the shot to actually get it, to use it, right?
All right. Theoretically, if you have a launch party with Halloween at your house, you can go ahead and do lock stealing in your
Okay.
one-man tournament.
Dude,
We'll
I
allow
freaking
that.
love lock stealing, man. Like lock stealing and Taxi is so great. TNA is so great. It's
I mean,
awesome.
it's cool. Like,
Yeah, it's fine. But
it's just the only reason why I wouldn't do it in this point, and I'd like to hear Tom's opinion on this, is
No.
just because, to me,
No.
this type of lock is if you earn it off a skill shot. And I think the way to create the proper risk-reward ratio to this is that you don't have a ball save on. If there's no ball save,
Ah.
then you got to decide if you want to really take that shot on the fly, because it's on a timer then. Like, that's the way I would do it. And I wouldn't have it be lock stealing.
I think they said something
I
about
100% agree, Travis.
that. I like that idea, but so you're saying you just have to hit it. You got 3 seconds off the plunge. You hit that shot. Otherwise, I think the way it's coded right now is if you hit it multiple times, eventually hit it 5 times, eventually it'll catch your ball. And then after it's caught your ball, though, theoretically, any other time you hit that drop target, it's going to spit that ball out.
Yeah,
Unless,
I think it's 5
Yeah.
times to start a multi-ball that's there, the way that I understood it.
oh, I thought it was always. I didn't think there. I mean, maybe I'm totally wrong. I didn't know that there was a mode or anything based around that. I thought it was just the little storage unit for you.
Yeah, I thought that's what I heard him say. But
Wow.
again, I was muting the stream due to the music, so I might have
Yeah.
misinterpreted that as well. But I mean, I like the idea of that.
Yeah.
I mean, Tom, what would you do with that type of shot if you didn't have a ball save on, and that shot you could lock a ball in there for an immediate multi-ball, or a multi-ball to hit down with the target? What would you do? Or a ball save?
I liked your idea of not having the ball save, but probably locking a ball and hitting the target.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be the way to go.
Well, theoretically, right? Like Guardians of the Galaxy has the orb shot. I mean, Deadpool has the drops. I mean, there are other games that could do something like this. Like, hey, if you sneak a ball in quick, we'll just keep it there. And then you can, yeah, I mean, obviously this is not the first game to have a drop target that's going to hold the ball, but the place where it is, I got to give props.
Well,
and this is something we talked about. I got to give props. There's some good ideas. There are some good ideas in this pen.
There
and
is,
I think
and-
that is one of them.
Well, you could code a lot of things around that too. You could have your super jackpots based out of there. You could have some type of playfield multiplier based out of there, like some type of hurry up based out of there. I mean, you could do a lot of things with that type of shot. So I do like that that's there. And I do like the right orbit shot that's right there as well. I like that combination of things together.
Sure.
So,
Did you see where it fed? Like when it's holding there and it just drops the target down, where that ball trickles out into?
I
didn't see
think
that.
I thought I saw it just kind of go off the right sling once.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember, but I mean,
So-
I do like that. I like the idea of the drop targets as well. I just don't like where they're placed. I mean, obviously, where
Oh,
they're
you're talking
placed
in the
at-
middle
Yeah.
back towards. Okay.
Oh yeah, and they realized it as soon as they put it on there. That's why they had the airball deflector on there.
Yeah.
Like it's guaranteed you're going to get airballs all day long just because of that geometry alone. But I like the idea of it. I just don't like the location of it.
Tom, you were.
No,
Yeah.
well, going back to Travis was talking about the right orbit, hitting that right orbit and then hitting the area with the drop target would be cool. But I remember from the stream that they did like a skill shot where the target dropped and you could hit it up there. I think Jack hit it, but
The middle target, yeah.
the middle target, yeah,
Yep.
on the three bank of drop targets. That's a pretty cool idea.
I
mean,
agree.
there's some good things to the game. It's just putting it all together, I guess.
So
And
you're the right now that you talk about it, that could be really neat where it's like, okay, if you hit the right orbit, it'll drop, like it would drop the drop target automatically or something. Like you could combo something, or like if you hit this certain combo, so instead of having to hit that 5 times, if you do this combo and this combo, it'll automatically drop the target and then you can sneak it in. Or like you could do some cool stuff there. But I agree, the thread the needle shot. So the 3 drop targets in the back, there's a deal right now in the code. You have to hit those drop targets down, and then you have to hit that ramp. Every time you hit the center ramp, it goes to the left. After you've hit the center ramp 5 times, it spits it up to the highest upper playfield. But what they were saying right now in the code is if you hit the middle drop target down, and then you hit the ball through those without hitting the other drop targets, and it goes up the center ramp, it'll automatically go. So there's a way to sneak up to that upper playfield, which is neat. I mean, that's a great idea. And there's a ton of games, Deadpool once again, that have 3 drop targets that you could get creative with, where if you hit one and sneak things by, you get rewarded extra for that. I mean, I like it. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, that's pretty good nuance to have on it. I mean, it's that right there is pretty good. I think I didn't really notice. I might have looked over it. I didn't really notice too many modes that were based off the drop targets, though. Did you guys see anything like that? I might have missed it. Maybe there is something in there. But I would have to think that you could do something with those 3 drop targets and with the drop target to the right and even with your scoops to the left to make a mode based off that. You know, because it's... Oh, go ahead.
No, I remember one of the interviews that Charlie said that I think all the drop targets are RGB, and they were talking about color coding in them, and so there's got to be some kind of mode.
Yeah, and I saw that on Ultraman, and it looked pretty dope. Like that,
the lighting is great.
Yeah, that looked really cool. I did like that touch.
But I feel like the lighting works really well on Ultraman because once again, it's campy. It's like fun. Like give me all the bright colors. While like Halloween, I don't know. They want to give you a lot of light, but at the same time, theme wise, you can't go rainbow, with Halloween. You got to kind of keep to a lot of orange.
Yeah, I think like I said, if you got a Halloween and you're thinking about trying to flip it, I would do it sooner rather than later, because I got a feeling the more that these get out, I don't think it's going to be near as popular as Ultraman. I just don't think it will.
I think, and maybe unless there's anything else you guys want to talk, my only other little things that I saw the big knife. I never saw the big knife that covers the shooter lane. And it's basically like a mirror blade. That's a really cool touch. I think bells and whistles, they threw a lot in there. One mode that I thought was very creative that Bug mentioned was he said one mode, it lights 3 shots that are green. And if you hit one of the shots, it becomes red. And if you get enough red shots, the mode's over. So like red shots are bad, but you have to hit all 3 green shots. And then after you do that, it'll light 3 different shots green. Same thing. And I think once you do that like 3 times or complete 3 sets, you win. But that idea of like, I have to hit this shot, but then if I accidentally hit that shot again, it's actually bad.
Yeah, but they did mention something in there that one of the multi-balls actually, it kind of covers that up as well, to where a shot that you need for multi-ball will end up being a bad shot in the mode. And I wasn't a fan of that. As soon as he mentioned that, I was like, oh. Because you want your stuff to go together. I'm going to botch this word, but I'm going to try to go for it anyways. But you want it to go how do you pronounce this? I can't even say it.
Stack.
No. Synergistically. I can't pronounce that word right now. Synergy.
Synergy was the word you were struggling?
Well, I don't know.
Synergistically? Synergy.
Yeah, see? That's a tough word right now. Yeah. You want them to go together well.
I get you.
I mean, that's the thing. If you have a multi-ball, you have a mode, you want them to complement each other. And then the information he was giving is that this multi-ball in this mode wouldn't complement each other, because you could hit a shot for multi-ball that you're supposed to hit to progress in there, but now you're getting penalized in the mode. And I'm like, I'm sorry, to me, that you shouldn't be coding games like that. Rule sets should not penalize you for taking something and stacking it on together. I think they should always go well together. So if you want that mode to work as intended, just lock out multi-ball, kind of like a Boba Fett in Star Wars. You know, it's almost like its own little thing. I think something like that would work well, to where all of a sudden you're trying to hunt Michael Myers, or you're trying to do something, you know, to where you can't bring a multi-ball into it. So that part I didn't really understand,
Sure.
I guess. But
Yeah.
again, I mean, that's just maybe that's just different philosophies and how a rule set should be. You know,
I
not
gotcha.
going to say that I'm right and that he's wrong. I mean, it's just how it is.
Well,
What about upper
Yeah, let's-
playfield, Joel? We haven't talked about that yet.
which one? So I
The
don't.
upper playfield.
They
The
look
second
fun.
upper playfield.
I mean, that second one looks fun to shoot. I mean, but it goes quick. It returns to the flipper quick. You know, to be honest, like Mando, there are times that I get in that playfield that it's just like I'm not the best at it. I hit a shot and it's gone, or I completely whiff. I mean, you want to get to an upper playfield that's fun to shoot, and I think it is neat. I think it looks fun to shoot. So I mean, even like the scoop shots on the left, like, okay, picking out some of those to Jason, like, I bet those could be fun. I have no doubt. I think I could enjoy shooting this pin, but I think I'd mute it. I think I'd turn it down.
Yeah.
I would leave the sound on for Ultraman at this point.
I would have fun shooting the second upper playfield. I don't think I could say that I'd ever have fun shooting the left side of this game into the scoops and the targets. I don't know. Tom, would you have fun shooting those?
No. Yeah.
He was so much
Yeah.
in thought too.
Yeah, I really thought he would be like, I mean, maybe I'd have it a little. No, he's just no. Yeah.
No.
Why not, Tom?
I was just kidding, but
Oh, okay. All
He
right.
would have a lot of. Okay, Tom, tell us how much fun you would have
Yeah.
shooting those
Oh.
three scoops and those three targets.
loads.
Loads of fun. Yeah.
No, I mean, without playing it, it's just so hard to. I mean, we're watching gameplay
But see,
footage and
I will speak up for you, Tom, because you have so many games.
Yeah.
You are a high ranked player.
I'm not.
You've played thousands upon thousands of games. And this is what I try to talk to people about, that when you have a database to go from years and years of experience across all eras of pins, you know instinctively what's going to shoot because what's going to shoot well, because everything is similar. You know what I mean? Like everything is pretty similar.
This
in
is
terms
definitely different, though, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. I like that they're trying something different, and not necessarily going with the norm.
So which part's the different part?
Well, the saucers on the left-hand side,
And how fun are those to shoot?
I don't know.
objectively
I've never
speaking,
shot
what-
them.
What pins have you? Okay, you have like 40 pins behind you.
Yeah.
What pins out of there are you excited to just shoot at the scoop?
I think about that.
Exactly.
Shadow.
Shadow.
Yeah,
That's a good- yeah.
there's two scoops.
Right.
So
Any other game?
I'm excited.
I mean, scoops can be fun.
Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
There's two scoops
Yeah.
Right. But why is that scoop fun on Twilight Zone? That's a good example.
because it starts
What?
modes and I get points when I do that.
Right. And how does that upper scoop? How do you got to hit it?
Well, you gotta hit a ramp or you gotta hit a
Right.
ramp to
You
get to
got to
it.
hit a combo, and it's a smaller flipper.
Yep.
And you got to thread the needle. That's
Yeah.
what makes it fun. So depending on how your playfield layout is, you have to make that shot fun. Like the
Well-
shot on its own, that's just a scoop, isn't necessarily fun. It's like me, like I love Guardians of the Galaxy,
Sure.
but I'm not going to sit here and blow smoke up your guys' asses either and tell you that scoop right there is just awesome to hit. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Yeah.
It's
sure.
like you got to give reason for it. And that's the only thing is I think the shots on their own on the left-hand side wouldn't be fun to shoot, just in my opinion.
Yeah.
But like you said, depending on how it's coded, that's where the code and the rule set has to make it fun. You have to give reasons to explore that side of the playfield.
Absolutely. I mean, without question. But in saying that, they could code it in a fun way, and it might be fun.
I
Yeah. Look, Tom is dropping
you're
truth
giving me
bombs
a
here.
question that, I mean, come on.
Well,
I
what
get
about
it,
you,
yeah.
Joel? How much do you enjoy shooting scoops? Really?
I mean, okay. So to be like when I owned a World Cup soccer, and you need to get multi-ball going, that scoop is brutal. But then when you hit it, it feels great. TNA, there are times that like just give me the scoop, and then you hit it and it feels great. I understand Metallica, Guardians of the Galaxy, you got all this stuff lined up, and it's like just hit the freaking scoop. Deadpool, knockout blow, you got the heartbeat, hit the scoop. But I understand a lot of times a scoop is start a mode or finish a mode, or it's an ending shot. But the weirdest thing to me in the scoops that I'm seeing in the spooky game, it's like I'm just so used to you hit the ball, you hit the shot, and it gets rocketed back at you, and you don't get that. You don't get that with the spooky game. And when the whole left side is scoops, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Well, that's my fear of it. Is like every scoop shot, and I can't believe we're getting deep into scoop shots of pinball, but here we are. But every shot that you just described right there, Joel, has something surrounding it that makes it worth something, that makes you care about that shot. And when you start caring about that shot, that's what makes it fun. And my fear is you have so many of those here.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. Like you can hit certain ramps and they're fun to hit, even if they're not scoring anything. Like it's just fun to see the ball zip around.
Yeah.
Whether it's doing like a loop-de-loop, whether you know what I mean. But with a scoop, it has to do something other than just the ball going in there.
I get it. And once again, this is all just us judging from the stream. Maybe it feels great. Maybe I don't know. I get what you're saying, and maybe that's we've gone on about this for a while. So maybe we need to wrap it up on spooky.
We need a 2-hour podcast.
2-hour
about
podcast.
Scoops. Nobody else is going to go this deep.
Yeah, we'll get Keith on for that, because doesn't Keith hate scoops? Keith Elwin, because it like slows the game down. Yeah, he probably has a lot of opinions.
I'm willing to bet Halloween's probably his favorite design pin.
He loves those scoops, but
well, I will say that the middle upper play field, I think it does look really good. Yep. I really do like how they did that, and I like the combinations on there, and I like the finishing shot along that little catwalk or whatever it is to go across. I guess they're calling to the third upper play field, but I think that's well done.
Is there a magnet up there too? Because when the ball goes over it, it like just stops. I mean, it looks cool.
I think that looks pretty cool.
There's some really cool, and that's the good part is if there are some really cool things with the right amount of code, you could do some really cool stuff with what's here. And the same thing about the assets or the art or the LCD that we're talking about or the music. Personally, I would feel that these are all things that they could improve on, and maybe we're just, maybe we'll all be biting our tongues a year from now. Don't know.
I mean, it's still scoops.
It's still scoops. I have to make one comment about the stream, and I'm not trying to be critical of Jack, but watching
Let me put on my sunglasses for Joel here. Oh boy,
watching the stream. I mean, I stream pinball as well, and I am no Jack Danger. I get that, and I understand doing a reveal stream. The pressure behind a reveal stream has to be insane. I know Fliptronic, when they revealed Raza, talking to them afterwards and before, I mean, just crazy stressful. But what I will tell you is, I've only been streaming a year, and the amount of technology that you can get to make streaming easier and more consistent is there. And it bothered me as a streamer to see his cameras dropping out, to see his audio dropping out. And I understand technology, you can't control everything, but there are things that he could do that he could make his life so much easier. And I just don't know why he doesn't do them. And even Tom streams, and I'm telling you right now, the capture card that Tom uses and that I use is reliable and consistent. It's the same one Carl D'Angelo uses. It's the same one Neil DeCray uses. Why he hasn't gone that route, I don't know. And maybe there is something there, but it just sucks when you're watching a review stream and you actually run into those technical difficulties. I feel for the guy, but at the same time, he could make his life easier. He set up, he posted pictures on Facebook. He had cameras set up on both machines. So instead of putting together a mobile rig and just wheeling it over to, I just punched my mic, just wheeling it over to the other game. I don't know. It's obvious there were bandwidth issues. There was stuff that's getting really technical, but I would love to encourage the guy. There are people that will gladly help him technically that could improve his stream if he asked, but I understand he is the number one pinball streamer, so maybe he doesn't feel he needs to.
Maybe I don't know. It sounds like I think Shroud is about to be the number one pinball streamer pretty soon.
Maybe. So I don't. Once again, I'm not here to just crap on Jack Danger, but it's just yes, I understand. I take pride in my stream. So does Tom. There are people in this hobby that would happily help him.
See, notice he doesn't name my stuff because mine is all over the place.
You stream?
I can't stream. I don't know how you guys do it. Like, I've tried to stream pinball before, and I'm just like, I can't do it.
Well, I keep him there with my jokes, and Tom keeps him there with his looks.
I will give one thing to Jack. I mean, he is certainly probably the most entertaining pinball streamer.
He's got all the personality in the world.
Absolutely.
Yep.
You know, I mean,
absolutely.
Man, you hear that, Mr. Scoot? Tom just shit all over you.
Yeah. He's got Tom Jack absolutely. His personality is why
I just got myself kicked off the Pinball Network right there.
Yeah. Do you think
that's okay?
So is that like a technology thing or is it an internet thing? Because I honestly don't know because I don't stream it.
The camera cutting out is a bandwidth issue. He is using USB capture devices because he's using a laptop.
And I had those problems too when I was using just cam links and stuff. And
yes, you had it. Your camera has dropped out multiple times.
Well, that's because
in this podcast.
Well, that's because I'm not using USB. It's because I got a power saver on it, and I'm too lazy to turn it off.
Okay, so it's just Travis who sucks. But no, anybody who streams that initially went down the route of USB, you have issues. It is a problem. And Carl D'Angelo has been amazing. Like I have had personal messages with him, and it's like, hey, which one of these do you recommend? And he goes, I ditched USB years ago, and I'm telling you should do it. And
did you just hear Joel just name drop right there?
Oh, I will glad Carl D'Angelo is a saint. Carl is the man when it comes to streaming. George, Don't Panic Flip, Manu, MPT3K. There are people out there that know the technology. Jordan with Fliptronic, they know the technology.
I don't even know what I'm asking you. Have you seen their streams? Of course you have. Their streams are like clean.
They're absurdly good.
Both of you guys have clean streams too. I know we're getting off base, but my God, it is. As me as a viewer, if I'm watching pinball, you know, I honestly have a hard time watching certain people if they're not. Tom.
Fine. I was gonna say, either way, Travis.
I was gonna say, okay, I have a hard time watching some people play pinball if they're not very good. So if you're not very good, which is fine, that's perfectly fine.
Like me, yeah, I get it.
Well, it's kind of like I'm not going to go to a men's slow pitch league and sit on the bleachers and watch them play. You know what
That's fair. Yeah.
So it's like, if I'm going to sit there and watch your stream, you either need to be really, really good because I'm interested to see excellent play.
Yeah.
Look at Tom. Oh, Tom. Tom just, you're cracking me up. You either need to be able to play really, really good or your stream needs to be super clean and you're entertaining to talk to or to listen to, and that's the things that you both have. You know, I enjoy watching Tom play because he has so much unintended humor. It's awesome. And he plays well.
He's a good player
as well. Yeah. And then Joel, I enjoy watching you because you interact and your skills have increased so much over the year. I mean, because you're playing and you're applying and stuff like that. I'm interested in seeing. Now, if I watch a stream and it's kind of in and out, and then they're not really talking much, and then there's kind of flipping around. It's like I could go down to my local arcade and stand right behind somebody and watch that. I don't want to sit on my couch and watch that. So, I mean, it's tough. Streaming is tough. It's not easy.
Streaming is that's
tough.
the thing. I understand, and Jack says that during his reveal streams that he's like, you can tell all he cares about is the quality. Like that is his focus. And normally he says that like his level of play drops drastically because he wants to make sure the stream is good. But that's what I'm telling him. I don't know. There are some things that he could do, in my opinion, that could make his life way easier. And I'm just surprised that he hasn't tried that. But
he probably doesn't run into those issues though at his HQ. Of course, I don't watch any of the streams, so
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
See, there goes my camera.
There goes his camera. That's so great. All right. Well, we've talked a lot about so spooky talk. That was our main meat and potatoes. Let's roll through these real
Joel.
short, real quick. What's up?
Did you hear about Deep Root?
Yeah,
Is that where
exactly.
we're going?
Deep Root.
Yeah.
It just, you know what? I don't want to say anything. Tom,
Yeah.
What do you think about Deep Root? Or what have you noticed? Or what have you seen?
It looks like they're done. I mean, Robert Mueller took down his Facebook account, and the Deep Root Facebook account is gone, and it's just not looking promising. I mean, why would you take that stuff down? You know, nobody that has a business, I have a business, you know, I wouldn't take it down unless something really bad was happening.
I mean, but that's the thing. If at this point,
Right.
if it was an accident,
Yep.
if something happened, it's very easy to put out any bit of media to say like, hey, don't worry guys, the
Oh,
website's down
yeah.
because we're doing maintenance, you know, but it has been nothing. There is nothing. So
It's just such a bizarre saga because it's almost like satire at this point that we expect any type of correspondence to come our way to kick the can down the road. And then Robert not only kicks the can down the road, he picks it up, puts it in his car, and drives it across the freaking county and just drops it off. I mean, it's just...
and to come out so arrogant to all the other companies and how they were going to trash them and, you know, and come out with nothing is just,
I don't know.
it's sad.
Yeah. It's a
It's
shame. At the end of the day,
And I feel really bad for the people who are working for them,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
I mean, we will say as of this podcast, it's not 100% confirmed
No,
that they're
it's
done.
It's not.
But-
We don't know.
But like
the
Tom
signs,
said, if you're
the signs are
Yeah.
pointing that way.
if you're taking down everything, if you're saying, hey, you know, we can't talk about our pen that you guys have all prepaid for that was
Yeah.
supposed to be out months ago, like that doesn't look good. That's not a good look. And I feel for everybody that works there
Yes.
or that's still working there, but at the same time, it's like you've taken people's money now.
Yeah.
They're waiting to see something, but at the same time, I was shocked that people even gave their money back in, what was it, December, I think, when it was. And
yeah.
Unless
It's funny.
unless you're buying a game through a distributor or it's an established company, don't throw your money at these startup companies to try to get a game that may or may not be built.
why does that keep happening in pinball over and over and over again? It keeps happening.
I think
I think-
people
yeah.
are trying to reach for something different and just magical, and that's why people do that.
People
Man,
love pinball. Yeah.
Yeah.
I played that Raza at Houston in 2019, and magical would not be the word I would use to describe my experience on there.
I don't know.
It didn't.
But
it
it
didn't
did
have
look
code on it or
better
anything.
on the Fliptronics stream from what my understanding was, at least the ramp, like the ramp shot. Because you experienced the ramp and it wasn't from...
It was the most fun I ever had, Tom Graf, playing pinball.
Oh, I could tell. I could tell.
It was awesome. My trip to Houston was well worth it just for that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what. There's really nothing else to say. I mean, well, it's a wait and see situation, and it is. We could dive deep into. You know, I mean, I'm all for more pinball, and I'd love more I'd love companies to try to do it. I mean, I applaud Spooky. I applaud Haggis. And I get it. Somebody has to risk a little bit to let these people flourish. I mean, look at Dr. John on TPN. He bought Kilt's #1 just because he wants to see Haggis grow. I don't know. I mean, I get it, but man, there were so many signs. There were so many signs for so long. And
I understand the mindset, and I've heard some people talking about Spooky in that way, that they just want to buy to support. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like we're talking about thousands of dollars too. You know what I mean? Like, I can't look at my wife and say, I'm going to drop $9,000 on this startup, or even if it's $1,500 deposit,
Yeah.
because I want to support this person, you know. I mean, I don't know. A lot of this stuff, it doesn't make sense. And obviously there's a lot of people out there that can justify why they're doing what they're doing. And that's how they want to experience pinball. And I'm not going to get in their way of that. But at the same time, I know for me, it's a little too rich for my blood. The only pinball companies I'm going to buy from is ones that I know have a track record of putting games out. I can never see myself ever putting a dime towards something that they've never put one pin out. I can't do it.
Yeah, I think the only challenge or like when Jersey Jack came out, they released WAS. And like that is a license that people are like, I'm in just because that I want that license. And I mean, like I had no temptation for Deep Root because it's a license I don't care about. Even Haggis Kilts, it's a license I don't care about. Spooky, America's Most Haunted, I don't care. But if somebody came to like pin number 1 is a license that, oh God, like that is my dream. Like, I don't know. I mean, maybe those are the only time, but it would be tempting in that scenario, but it still is a risk. And I get it.
Even then, there's so much that has to go right. I mean, we've all owned Stearns, and think about how much goes wrong with that out of box.
Yeah.
You know, and that's established. That's a monster manufacturer there. So it's pinball is not easy. It's not, despite what Deep Root said. It is not. So
things fail on pinball machines all the time. And that's just
you stare at a pin, it'll break down. It's just it's just how it is. The mechanical nature of it.
But what I always thought was weird about Deep Root is that they released all those themes and titles on their website that they were going to do, like the Who and Food Truck and, you know, like all these things, the Fire and Brimstone. Who does that? You know, what
people that want to convince you that they're a lot further along than what they really are.
Yeah, they had 13 titles or something in the works. Yeah.
Hey, let me tell you guys about my pinball company. We've got 32. Got 32 titles on the way.
Yeah.
We don't have any designers yet.
Well, they had designers supposedly. But...
They had so much talent, but unfortunately they don't have George Gomez. They don't have a leader that can like make it happen.
It's like coming up with the ideas is the easy part.
Yeah.
The hard part is actually manufacturing. Like anybody that's been around it knows that product development, it's not easy to do. Otherwise, we would all be overnight millionaires because we would just develop a product instantly and sell it to the masses. So
you're not writing an iPhone app, you know. This is I get it. All right. Yeah. Well, Deep Root, we will wait and see any official anything, but it was a shame. That's my only thought when I saw it. I was like, it's a shame. It's a shame, and I feel for anybody that's lost money. But
Joel is pissed off he's not getting a food truck. That's what it is.
Yeah. The reality is I was intrigued by a lot of the technology, and I wanted a chance to play it. And now, the
pin bar though, like why?
I was intrigued by it. I don't know. I get it.
But why did pinball need that though?
It doesn't.
Well, I think you're trying to push something that is technologically something that's newer in this era, and not something that's necessarily been done so many times since 1980, 90, whatever.
It was new, and that's what I think that's what
I think that's
about.
what people are craving. They want something different, and I mean, P3 is out there. If
are they though? I mean, you just said it right there. P3's out there.
It's out P3? There. You can get
growing.
one. You
there
can
are
order
more people.
One.
I think the demand for P3 is going up. I mean, it's a 3-month wait time right now, and if the next game's killer, P3 could. Yeah, it could.
How many are they putting out per week?
I don't know.
Well,
I don't know those numbers.
I get what you're saying, Travis. I mean, they're not exactly exploding out the door, but what I'm saying is the technology. They have a different technology. Yeah. If people want innovation, they can look towards that. He's offering that.
But the problem is, here's my take on it. I'm glad we're having this discussion because we're actually having a serious discussion right now. I can't believe it. We're doing excellent, fellas. But don't you think basically, like, the people that want innovation, if they wanted innovation that bad, why did Raza only sell like a little over 100? Like,
Well-
why wasn't people bursting? Why hasn't any other pinball company put out like hellacious innovation? Why isn't P3 the number 3 or number 2 pinball company out there? I think people throw around innovation so much and they say they want that, but look at what
Right.
sells. The meat and potatoes of pinball is what sells. And I think your innovation has to come incrementally that adds to the game, like the LCD screens behind you, Joel.
Yeah. But didn't Woz sell really well? I mean, Woz RGB LED, huge monitor. I mean, when that was revealed, it sold.
That was a step up. But again, it's like we're talking about just an LCD screen, though. You know what I mean? Like, where does pinball go for innovation from here? I mean, I can my friends can summon their cars to themselves via their key. You know what I mean? Like, where does pinball really go innovation wise?
Well,
underneath that glass,
and that's
or on the
right.
Yeah, go ahead. What do you think, Tom?
Well, I was just thinking about, the past and games like Caveman and some of these other games where they tried, mixing arcade with pinball, just never worked. Like
Granny
Baby
and the Gators?
Pac-Man, Granny and the Gators. That stuff just, it didn't take off. And I applaud for somebody trying something new, but
I mean, the innovation has happened without people really even taking a step back and realizing
looking for it.
I mean,
yeah,
it's like, look at the light shows that are out now.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Guns N' Roses is awesome, but look at everything else too.
True.
Compared to just 10 years ago. That's completely different. I look at my Walking Dead that came out in 2014. It doesn't hold a candle to what Avengers Infinity Quest is.
Yeah.
And nobody talks about that light show. And then you look at how deep the rule sets have gotten.
Oh my God.
Over just I mean, that right there, when you're talking about a home environment, you're talking about tournaments, you're talking about people just getting more replays off of it. I mean, that right there, to me, the co-op stuff.
Yeah.
With Scott Denisi on TNA, and now it's came over on Ninja Turtles. Now it's on Mandalorian. I mean, stuff like that. There's innovation all around us that I don't think the vast majority of pinball people are really taking a step back and realizing it's right there in front of them. Like, everybody's thinking it's going to be that one mech.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
the world
I think,
under glass.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, you've played Theater of Magic plenty of times, Tom. Joel, you and I have talked about this before. It's like you can only do the same thing so much.
Yeah.
With a mech before it gets boring after a while.
But I had this conversation with a few people at District 82. Imagine taking, some of these 90 Bally Williams games and adding the rules from today, and making them different and deeper. I mean, that could be something in the future as well, taking an older title and really expanding on it. I think it would be hard to do for like a really classic game, like maybe Attack from Mars, but some other games.
Fathom, right? There's Fathom 2.0.
We were talking about Police Force because it's at District 82, and I mean, really all that game is just shooting the center ramp. I mean, you can go to the right ramp and spell police and get a bonus, top cop bonus. But I mean, if you want to score on that game, you just hit the center ramp over and over again. It takes everything else in that game away.
Yeah. Well, I think too. Do you think people here's the reason why rule sets had to evolve the way that they evolved? Because they don't have the same mechs that a Bally Williams did back in the day. You know what I mean? Like, there's still stuff there to do.
Some people argue there are no mechs in the games anymore, which I don't.
I mean,
I don't.
Well,
agree,
I've heard people say that about Avengers, and then I'm like, I play it, and I see the tower catching a ball, and it's magnetized up there for a jackpot, and then I can hit another ball up there, and that gets magnetized for a double super jackpot, and it's like, I think there's still mechs all around. I just think people want to see something that reminds them of the 80s and 90s. And I don't think you're ever going to see something like that again, because why wouldn't these new companies go ahead and do that already if that's the way to go about it? You know what I mean? It's like when you look at a Bally Williams on location, if there's a stern next to it, the stern is going to earn more no matter what.
Yeah.
It just will. I mean, I can tell you up front right now, like we have a Cactus Canyon, a Monster Bash, and Attack from Mars on location. Of course, Monster Bash and Attack from Mars gets a little bit of attention, but that Cactus Canyon does not hardly get any attention. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
All right, Joel, we need to get the triple combo. Joel's like giving me the wrap it up. Let's do it.
Tom's like, my bedtime was
yeah.
5 minutes from
I'm
now.
good
Yeah.
now. I'm awake
I
now.
forgot.
Oh, he's awake. He's revved up. So you had said earlier, you said the word craving, and I can tell you right now what people are really craving: triple combo. And to be all serious, we all got multiple messages. We've only done one take at this. Triple combo seems to be well received. So
Wow.
let's keep it going. And I'll tell you right now, Jason Liebel, he does great work. So here we go. The new triple combo intro. Jason Liebel, you're the man. Here it is.
Welcome to Triple Burger. How can I help you?
Yeah, can I get the combo, please?
Did you want the single, the double, or the triple?
I think I'll have the
Are you done?
Yep.
Pull ahead, please.
It's so good. It's Travis. Had you heard that before that?
That part.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah.
Not the yap.
Combo. Yeah.
The reason why
Yeah.
I'm laughing is because that's exactly how Tom orders fast food.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when I'm up there in Wisconsin,
Yeah. Are you
they
done?
read back his order and they're like, "Is that it?"
Yeah.
He just goes, "Yep."
Yep. Yeah, it's so good. I lost it when I heard that. Best part was I was in line at Chick-fil-A, did a 7-hour drive yesterday, had to drop my sister-in-law off, was picking up food on the way home. I saw the email, was like, gotta listen to it in the fast food line. And I heard that and lost it. Oh, Jason Liebel, you are the man. Thank you for that intro. So on tonight's triple combo, we are going to talk about turtles. So Stearns, TMNT, and if you're new to this, we've only done one of them, but if you're new to this, we're going to break down the game 3 different ways. So we're going to break it down as a novice, like what are the fun, quick, easy, enjoyable things to do in Turtles. Then we're going to break it down as wizard mode. How do you get deep into it? And then we're going to break it down into tournament, the tournament strat. So did the two of you guys fight over who does tournament strat?
I think Tom's doing it this time. I'm doing the wizard mode.
Correct.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I will stick with novice. So, novice, what are the fun, quick, easy things? So, friends and family are coming over. They're stepping up to Turtles, and they go, "What do I do?" This is what I recommend. What do you do in Turtles? There's a bunch. There's a bunch you can do for novice, and that's why I'm a fan of Turtles. Thing number 1, you pick your turtle. So, if you're a novice player, pick Donatello. Donatello, you hit the right ramp one time multi-ball. That's all you got to do. So you can get somebody to step up, pick Donatello, hit that ramp one time. After that, if they want to see another multi-ball, which is a really cool multi-ball because it uses the pizza spinner, there's a magnet involved, you show them, you point to the turtle van and you say, hit that shot 3 times. They do that, boom, they get to experience the second multi-ball. That alone is enough for somebody to enjoy the game. Just to give them that. If they're not going to pick Donatello, Michelangelo is a great novice pick because it lights your outlane ball save, so it extends the game a little further. If they want to see an episode, you can pick Raphael. Then you only have to hit the turtle van one time and you're in an episode. So there's a bunch of different ways that you can just, it's basically like Donatello training wheels. Here you go, hit Donatello one time, boom, you're in a multi-ball, you get to experience something fun. Other fun things to do in Turtles, co-op mode. Co-op mode is built into the game. You hold both flipper buttons down before you hit start. You can go over to co-op mode. You can select that. Boom, co-op mode. You can play with other people. That way you're all playing together. Super fun. And the last really fun, easy thing to do is half shell challenge. Half shell challenge is like a speed run built into the game. Hold the flipper buttons down, scroll over to half shell challenge, start that instead. There's a whole video on it. It's posted on the Flipping Out channel that Zach put together of me playing half shell challenge and explaining it. It's an awesome thing. Like when friends and family come over, I love stepping up to turtles with them. I show them half shell challenge, endless ball save, try to talk them through hitting different shots. Otherwise, just say, go Donatello and hit the ramp and have a good time. So that to me, super simple, easy, accessible game if you try to do those three things. So did I miss anything there? I think I covered it. But I think that from a novice standpoint, that is how I would attack turtles to have a good time.
Sure.
Wizard mode.
Good job, Joel.
Oh, thank you.
Tournament strategy, right? Or is it wizard mode, Dux?
No, we do wizard mode, Tom.
Oh,
My
So
God.
Tom, go deeper. I'm just dipping the toe in the pool. Cannonball.
You don't want to
Get right
do
on in
that
there.
for the tournament strategy, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, let's do tournament strategy first. You're right.
Okay.
Go for it, Tom.
All right. So tournament strategy, I would say go for Raphael, because Raphael will give you your mission lit right away. And also you can train up your turtle and get a lot of playfield multiplier by doing that. The first one is the Krang 2x, but the second one is that extra playfield multiplier. And if you continue to hit those layered targets, you can light your 2x target, and you can get some massive scoring going that way. You do want to get into the multi-balls, but episodes, taking your episodes and stacking them with the multi-balls as much as possible is going to be the way to score on the game.
What about toppings? Every time I stream turtles and they're like, what toppings do I pick?
So in competition mode, I know you can't get the gummies, correct, Travis? I mean, I've noticed that.
Correct.
Oh,
What do the gummies give
talking
you?
like me now. What's that?
More balls.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So you can only have 3 balls in your pizza parlor multi-ball, but the toppings are pepperoni, squid, fudge, and sardines or whatever they are. Anchovies.
There's a bunch of toppings.
Well, there's a bunch of them, but I know some of them are out of the competition, I believe.
Oh.
Travis would know.
Well, do you know off the top of your head, like which ones you want?
Squid is my most popular one because you can rip the spinner for a lot of points. Pepperoni, I believe, is also good. And I'm going to let Travis take
Travis
it
is
from
ready.
here because he's just like biting his tongue right now.
How do you get the squid topping?
How do you get the squid topping? Is that what you asked me?
Are you sure there's a squid topping in the game?
Yeah, I believe so. Or is it octopus?
Octopus. There you
Oh
go.
wow,
Squid,
oh,
Carry on, Tom
semantics.
Graf.
Squid octopus.
Semantics. All
It's
right.
the same to me, but
Nope.
I
Right.
won't. I won't eat either of them. So
No, Tom is exactly right. Octopus, because all switches start at, I think it's a base value of 3,000, and then it goes up, I think, by 1,000 every 10 switch hits. So you just want to crush the right spinner,
yep.
and that's legitimately the whole game. You could pretty much, if you get 2x rolling with Octopus, you can pretty much kill it. And Fudge works too, because Fudge gives you +1 foot kills too. And you get so many foot kills, you can collect a super jackpot a lot sooner.
And what's
So
a
you're
foot?
saying
What's a foot kill? That's like the jackpot, right? For the
Well, on the
blue
inserts
chef.
they show each foot kill, like
Yeah.
according to what shot you're hitting. So it just adds additional foot kill, and you have to get, I think it's like 6,
yeah.
yes,
if I remember right,
Yeah.
to light it. So
that's right.
it's been a hot minute since I played it, but yeah, I think that's the basic part of it.
So to recap my novice brain here, go Raphael. To change pizza toppings, don't you hit the pizza target and it just scrolls through them? And then
Mhm.
every time you lock a ball, it locks in those toppings. So you're basically saying shoot for octopus. What was pepperoni? Do you agree with pepperoni or no, Travis?
I think it adds
No,
to
I
your
mean, Pepper-
jackpot value.
Yeah,
correct?
it adds 250,000. But
Okay,
yeah,
so
I
you're
mean
not-
that can be good as well.
So you're not being like religious on your toppings. You're just shooting for
Well,
like octopus and potentially.
I think it starts with octopus as some of your main because it starts with the same toppings each
Okay.
time.
Yeah.
I just forget what it is. It's been a while since I've seen
the
it.
stand-up targets is what changes them, and then once you lock a ball, it locks in
Yeah.
some of the toppings.
But if you start with Raphael, that means when you lock your ball, you just started your first mode. So you're basically saying you're going to start a mode with Raphael.
Correct.
You have ball one locked. You're going to immediately try to block ball two. You're going to immediately try to start that multi-ball. And then hopefully if you got octopus going, if you can get 2 times going and then rip spinner, I mean, that's it. Like that's the goal. And just keep multi-ball going and keep ripping.
More or less. I want to play
Okay.
some of the missions out. Depending on which mission, I might want to carry a multi-ball into that.
Okay.
Some of the missions are easier than others, so I might want to bring a multi-ball into a harder one, just where it has more shots. You agree with that, Travis?
No, you're right. I mean, everything you said is dead on. I guarantee when this pin is at Expo or somewhere like that, everybody is going to be choosing Raphael.
Yeah.
There's absolutely zero reason to choose any other turtle in competition just because your mission's already lit and you can get upwards to a additional X on your playfield. So imagine Joel doing the Octopus Frenzy with
Yeah.
3X.
Yeah.
So you can max out your
Yeah.
spinner at 35,000 times 3. Like you can get a lot of points
Yeah,
quick,
but
and there's not.
leveling up your character is not quick. That's the thing.
And it's not easy either.
Yeah.
No, it's not easy either, but even just 2X,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
still fine.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
you'll win if you pick Raphael. You will probably win. I guarantee equity or whatever is in your favor, or whatever's EV expected values in your favor. You'll win the majority of your games if somebody else picks a different turtle.
Which is funny because
I
like
agree.
Guardians, right? So many people pick Star-Lord just because it's an instant multi-ball and they can feel out the game and hit some certain things. I feel like that was a pretty common strat, at least that I saw. So initially I was like, well, is Donatello going to be like the go-to tournament strat? Because it's one shot and you're in a multi-ball, and you're basically saying, no, it's
No.
the points
that
are in that
multi-ball is
multi-ball.
not worth
Yeah.
that much.
It's not worth anything.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Anytime if somebody picks Donatello ahead of us, we're like, yes,
Okay,
good
yeah.
job. Yes.
Yeah.
Kind of
All
goes to the Joel, just a off the beat question. Which character would you pick in the Stern Star Wars pin when you start?
I don't know that answer, to
Okay.
be honest, because I've never had Star Wars and I'm not a tournament
We'll
player.
talk about
so
that on another podcast.
play it on another one. All right.
Another Dwight special.
Sounds good.
Star Wars.
I think we're good tournament wise. I think you killed it, Tom.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. You got
Yeah,
all the
Tom
points.
destroyed it.
Yeah.
Well, also too, the episode 4 is pretty good, or mission 4 on there. If you bring mission 4 into a multi-ball, that's really good because that lights both stand-up targets with the April and the lair targets as well. So bringing
Yeah,
that into a
that's the
multi-ball, you're
Mauser.
basically
Mauser,
you're basically
yeah.
guaranteed to finish it for
And you
decent
can
points.
you can change that based on the targets to the left and right of the left ramp. You can
Yep.
change your mission. Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Bingo. Good job, fellas. Tom, well played.
Thank you.
Well done. All right, Wizard, Mr. Wizard. How
All
do
right.
you beat all of the game, Travis?
You never drain
Uh-huh.
and you do all the things.
Which is not easy on that game.
No,
Yeah,
it's
With
actually
a
it's
magnet
really difficult.
spinner.
Yeah, it's actually this wizard mode is actually pretty difficult to do. It's
Yeah.
probably it's pretty difficult because it's one of those things that you'll know on ball one whether or not you're going to get there or not because the way that the rule set is, it's awfully hard to come back around to some of these things. So you have to complete certain things. So the things that you have to do in order to qualify Cowabunga, which is your final wizard mode, you have to do triple mondo jackpot. I don't know why I'm trying to guess. I have the sheet right here in front of me. So let me bring it up. Triple mondo jackpot, jackpot grande, 1, 2, 3 foot combo, weapon hurry up, collect 5 April hurry ups, and collect a Max Krang combo, and play final battle. That's a lot of stuff you got to do.
It is.
Yeah, that's a whole lot of stuff. So, what I like to do, I've done it a couple of times before, And what I focus on early on is I do not use Raphael for this. I use Donatello for this. And the reason being is because your Turtle Power multi-ball is automatically lit on the right ramp. So for getting to wizard mode, we're not concerned about the points at all. We're just concerned about progression.
Yeah.
At this point, that's what we're concerned about. So you need Donatello because you can get into your Turtle Power multi-ball pretty quick. And I'm trying to remember which one that leads to, which jackpot that leads to. I think it's the
Mondo jackpot.
Yeah, it is the Mondo jackpot. Yeah. So yeah, you basically have to hit a lot of shots in that mode and eventually just collect the triple Mondo jackpot, which again, Joel, this has been like 6 months since I've had to do this. I think it's where you have to collect everything, and then that's where you have to hit that crane loop to collect the double. Yep. And then I think you have to do it again for the triple.
That's the problem. It's not just hitting the shot one time; it's hitting it 3 times.
Yeah. It's pretty difficult to do.
Yeah.
Yep. So I would always say clear that first because that's the tough one to get to.
Okay. And
you might as well pick Donatello just so you can just take one shot that right ramp to do something like that. And 1 2 3 foot combo, I think you pretty much, again, you go over an in lane, it'll light, and you got to hit ramps basically, and you got to do it all in sequential order during a certain
you can
timer.
do that in 3 shots. Like it's not, it's doable.
Yep. That's something to clear out pretty quick. The Jackpotto Grande, that one is actually pretty tough too, because that layer shot is not easy to do. It's easy to brick a lot, but pretty much you have to, I think that, I want to say that one is available in both multi-balls though. I think that's available in both Turtle Power and Ninja Pizza.
Yes.
So, so you'll have to light that, collect that as well.
And you only have to hit that shot once, right?
Once. Yeah. That one's just one time.
You have to get it lit, but once it's lit, you have to hit the layer shot during a multi-ball. Boom.
Yep.
Jackpotto Grande.
And I really don't have any particular order to get to that. It's basically just hitting lit shots until you get there. And you can get to that one fairly quick. But the only thing is again, you have to, when it comes to I guess it's the Turtle Van or is it Ninja Pizza multi-ball, you can only do that one time before your team up, which is 4 episodes. So that's why you have to take advantage of it, because you're only going to get this 2 times within the ecosystem of the first part of the game leading up to final battle. So hopefully that makes sense. It's kind of hard to explain without the playfield right in front of me. And then collect a weapon hurry up. That's actually pretty easy to do. It's just going over the lit in lane, hitting an orbit, then collecting at the ramp, and you'll be fine on that. And then so complete the 5 April hurry ups.
Yeah.
This one is actually, this one's sneaky hard. So what I like to do, I kind of like to use this and the Max Crane combo together, in the sense that with the Max Crane combo, you have to hit that combo, I think 3 times in a row to max it out, and then another time to complete it, if I remember right.
Yep.
Is that correct, fellas?
Yep.
Okay.
I think so, yep.
And so again, we're not worried
3
about
inner loops.
Yep.
And it's on a timer, so you don't have to like pop. You could do you could hit 1 or 2. If you can cradle up and get back up there, you can add to it. But 3 inner loops, and then you have to hit the ramp.
Yep. And that's a little bit of a grind as well. Yep. But again, I would recommend doing all this with the backdrop being your missions or your episodes. And whenever you do get into an episode, I wouldn't worry about completing it, because all you have to do is just get through it in order to get the final battle. You just have to get through all of them. And I think there's, how many is there? 8?
8
total. So I usually just use the missions as a backdrop. And typically with the April hurry ups, I would try to do those as early as possible as well, because those are a grind. If you don't have those complete and you're on ball 3, you're pretty much in trouble.
So the April hurry up is the April target. You hit the target 5 times.
Yep.
It lights your outlanes.
Yeah, it'll
light your right ramp.
Battle.
Yep.
No, I thought the first time is battle again.
First time is battle again.
So that's 5 shots, and then you have to do 5 more shots. Now you have a hurry up on the right ramp.
Right.
You hit the right ramp. You've done it 1 time.
Yep.
So if battle again is still lit, is it only 5 more shots to get to the next hurry up?
I thought
is it
you had
10?
to play a mission to relight that target.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh
Yes.
Lord. Yeah, that's the one that I think
That's correct.
I think
That's
the
the
best I've
grind.
Because
ever
it's the
done
same
is
thing
2.
for the layer on the other side.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the grind part. So what you want to do for the April hurry ups as well, do not aim to the north side of those targets. You want to aim as low as possible. The reason being, if you aim too high up on those targets, you're going to ricochet it off the right ramp post, and then that ball's probably going to drain out to the left side. That's why you see a lot of people complaining about the left side, how many drains there are there. Not only because you're going to get borged, but a lot of people are shooting that April target high up and it hits off that post and there's nowhere for it to go. It's like no man's land over there on the left-hand side. So you want to really try to aim around the I and the L, somewhere right around that area.
Yeah.
That way you won't hit off that post. But yep, that's everything you have to do. And honestly,
Oh, and then all
It's-
8 missions. And
Yep.
yeah.
yeah,
There's-
that's why you got to do these missions as a backdrop. So your key is using the extra balls strategically as well. So after 2 episodes, you'll get an extra ball. You can get them via the Picto Pops also, which is in the pops themselves. It's almost like a slot machine type thing you'll see on the LCD, to where you got to hit it up there. It'll keep going through. And if it matches 2, it'll lock those 2 in, and then you can complete the final third one. And so you can get a random award that way. Or if you do enough pizza targets with the pizza eating contest, you'll get enough. And I think that's around like 50 or 60, somewhere right in there. So that typically helps you as well. But it is an absolute grind to get
There
to
is
this one.
a
It's probably
ton to do.
I would say this is probably the most difficult wizard mode that's to attain, in my opinion, that's came out in the past couple of years.
That and there's
Sounds
pros and
like a
cons to that.
Carl challenge coming up.
Exactly. It sounds like a Carl
Oh, yeah.
challenge. But
Oh, yeah.
I that's one reason I enjoy the game as a home game, because I'm not Travis. I have not gotten to it multiple times. This is like in my mind, it's like I just want to get to final battle. Like the best I've done, and this is me cheating. I play like a 2-player or 3-player co-op game. So I'm actually cheating with like 6 balls or 9 balls. And like the best I've done is in that amount of time, I get through final battle. I may get 2, maybe 3 April hurry ups. I probably grab the crane combo, but there's so much more to do. Like that's the thing, that this game there's a lot. And that's what's crazy, is there's more in the game that Dwight put, layer, upgrading the neutrino pizza party. Like there are other things in the game that he has not included. And I'm glad he hasn't, because it's just, there's a ton in this game. And there's a lot you got to do to get to Cowabunga. So, yeah, nice job, Travis, explaining that.
Crushed it.
Anything else for triple combo on Turtles?
I think that's about it.
Well, that was what a great. Oh, it's so good. All right. Well, I know that's a great segment by far, but we have another segment coming up here that I know people are really excited about. This is what we hear the most feedback on. This is what people are craving. That's why we save it for the end. Speaking of feedback, this is episode 5, guys. This is something we were supposed to celebrate. We're getting really excited about. We were just flooded with so many messages, so many audio clips, people just congratulating us left and right. I have to admit, I made a mistake. I tried to transfer all of those clips, try to get them into the show. It probably would have made this show at least another 30, 40 minutes, playing them all. Something happened, and I lost them. So
Damn.
I'm sorry. But to the listener, we were just flooded. We were just flooded with praise. And most of it all revolved around this one segment. Tom, are you excited? This is your time to shine. Are you ready for Tom Talks?
Not really.
Perfect. Here we go.
Tom talks. He's got something to say. Tom talks. He's got nothing to say. Tom talks. Tom talks.
I got nothing.
All right, Tom. On this episode, I lied to you. We did actually get a submission that is all about this. And so this is a submission from our dear friend Glenn. I would love for you to listen to this, and then
Sure.
we'll discuss it. All right, here we go.
Sounds good.
Sup, fellas? This is Glenn Wechter, and I would like to send a massive that-a-boy to the Triple Drain podcast for 5 top-notch pinball podcasts. The early days were rough, but you stuck it out and really showed that you can polish a turd. Having said that, Jason Liebely. Yeah. Do you know who I am? Let me introduce myself. I've been making audio skits, segment intros, podcast theme songs, and pinball parodies for all sorts of pinball podcasts for months before you walked in on my turf. I reached out to Joel and said, hey, I'd like to make the definitive intro to Tom Talks. You know what he told me? He said, we've already got it covered. What D-bag has it covered? You know what? Ed Robertson opened up for Glenn at the reach-arounds, not Jason the Hillbilly. Everyone in the world knows the last segment of a pinball podcast is the canvas for Glenn to share his art with the world. The Poor Men, the Final Round, Jesse J, the Pinball Show, they've all been blessed by Glenn's craft work and creativity. Now, you may be a worthy adversary, Jason, but this is my arena, and you will soon see how I can go bigger, higher, faster, louder, and stronger with more musical prowess than you could have ever mustered in a lifetime. Everyone, and I mean everyone, will soon see who really has nothing. Get used to hearing this, buddy. It's time for Tom to talk.
So, Tom. So, Glenn.
Wow.
Glenn
He's
is
throwing it down.
throwing down a challenge. Okay, so if you're not aware, your segment, specifically your segment intro, has become a battlegrounds for people. I mean, this segment is blown up. Okay, and
I'm
Glenn,
glad 2 guys are fighting over me.
No,
Yeah.
this is legitimately my wife's favorite segment
yeah. So
of any podcast.
Glenn said he is going to take Jason's intro and do it bigger and better. So
Wow.
So the question here, Tom,
Okay.
is are you prepared for this segment and your talking to grow with this jingle? You know, if this is going bigger, are you ready to go bigger? I mean, how you feeling? How you feeling knowing that this segment is becoming what it is? Feel free, tell us all your thoughts.
All right. I got nothing.
Yeah. Okay. I love that there are 2 guys that are going to spend hours of their life building up this, and you're going to follow it up with.
I've got nothing.
I'm just flabbergasted right now. I'm speechless.
Well, everybody.
Now I know how Elwyn feels.
Oh, so we just real quick, we just compared Tom Talk to Keith Elwyn, the GOAT. So we're apparently that's in the same category. All right. I'm glad we all, yeah. All right. Let's wrap that up with this.
Tom talked, he had something to say. Tom talked, he had nothing to say. Tom talked, Tom talked.
I got nothing.
Yeah, and if you didn't notice, that is a second version, a past tense version of the Tom Talked intro. Instead of Tom Talks, it's Tom Talked. So thank you, Jason, once again for that contribution. And oh boy, I did not expect.
Thanks, Glenn, too, for...
Yeah, I can't wait to see what Glenn produces. But I mean, we got the Keith Elwyn of segments, apparently. Gee, so what a comparison.
Well, did you notice after Tom was on Final Round, all of a sudden they get all the big names. Like Tom just opened up the floodgates. They get Roger Sharp. Now they got Keith Elwyn coming on. I mean, wow.
We get them every week. We're spoiled.
You guys are damn lucky.
Well, to wrap this all up, one thing I will say is we have merch. We have merch and we've put it out. And the best part is we've sold it. Did you hear that, David Dennis? We sold our merch. I don't know if you've experienced that, but we have sold ours. So
I cannot believe how many t-shirts we actually
Yeah, we have sold merch.
It's
So
unreal.
feel free to check out Silverball Chronicles.
And I don't
Look in
even
the
think
Triple Drain
Travis
section.
and Joel have even.
We
bought
haven't.
It.
I've been waiting. I need my wife to pick one out and be like, which one of these do you want to see me wear? Because I'm going to wear it all the time. Tom, you have one. It is soft. It fits you well.
It's very soft.
I've seen you guys. That's the best part is I think we've shipped a lot to Wisconsin. Let me tell you. So seeing some of these District 82, trophy ceremonies, it's awesome to see not one, but like 2 Triple Drain shirts. So feel free to check out our merch. And yeah, I think that's it. 2-hour podcast, guys. Obviously, episode 5 got to go big. I think we had some good conversation.
Hey, I called it.
Yeah.
Tom was like, I'm going to be done at 10.
Yeah. Tom's still awake.
Yeah, look at that.
Tom's still awake.
I'm just calling into work tomorrow.
You work for yourself.
That
Who
was
are you
exactly.
calling?
You're your boss.
Yeah.
That's what
All
you
right.
think.
Let's do some quick plugs. Tom, go ahead.
Well, I'm going to plug my my pinball stuff. So, Fox Cities Pinball. You can find me on Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Just look up Fox Cities Pinball. You can also email me at foxcitiespinball@gmail.com.
Oh, good. Man, he really livens up towards the end.
He does.
Yeah.
He's all revved up and ready to go.
Yeah. Travis, go ahead, man.
You can find me on YouTube at Marv Loco, or you can find me on Facebook at Travis Murie.
Yeah, and believe it or not, I had to find your email. I didn't realize your email is apinballpodcast@gmail.com. There's somebody else. I don't think it's you. marvloco@gmail.com. I don't think is you. Could be wrong.
No, that's not me. If you're sending to marvloco@gmail.com, you'll probably get a bunch of spam text afterwards.
The avatar was like an evil clown. I'm like, I don't think that's Marv.
No, that's not me.
Yeah.
Nope. Sorry, guys.
Well, I'm Joel. I do Just Another Pinball Podcast, Just Another Pinball Stream. If you need me, justanotherpinball@gmail.com. Yeah, anything I can do for you, let me know. But guys, appreciate it. 5 episodes, killed it.
Woohoo!
Episode 6, I think
it.
we will get an extra ball. Maybe they'll rope us in a little bit. But yeah, great time. I would assume we'll record again in 3-ish weeks.
Yeah. I'm ready for that Lifetime Achievement Award that TPN gives out. What is that?
Yeah.
What loser kid win?
Well, that's just excellent and podcast.
I know.
Right?
Oh crap, we can't be nominated for that, can we?
I don't think
PIAs are coming up, and I don't know. As long as we're not on the committee, we might have a shot. I don't know. We had no TPN anything last year, but
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. The only reason why I do this is for the awards, not to hang out with
Very
you
true.
two
Very
knuckleheads,
true.
So.
yeah, I just know we get Tom every week, and Tom Talks is the Keith Elwin of pinball segments. So, I mean, come on. All right.
Oh,
well,
boy.
appreciate all the listeners. Yeah, if you need to get a hold of us, triple drain @gmail.com. And until next time, see you later.
Goodbye.